The Shepnaz podcast begins now.
You're listening to the Shepnaz podcast, a podcast at Shepherd Church. Everything we do here is to connect our community in a meaningful relationship with Christ. We're expecting great things. My name's Joey. I'm the host of this podcast, and today I'm joined by Pastor Rob Paul. What we're going to be doing today is looking at a quick vision update of what's happening here at Shepherd, what we believe God's calling us to. There's so much happening at Shepherd, so many changes that are coming and have been around the past few months that it's easy to kind of get our heads turned around, not sure which way is up. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and Pastor Rob's here. We're going to be talking about it. We talked about it on Sunday, and it's just kind of a recap of what we talked about on Sunday. So, Pastor Rob?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, and
we're just catching breaths.
Yeah, well, there, like you said, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on around here, and we live in it on a day-to-day basis, and It's sometimes easy to think that everybody else knows what's going on when, if you're here on Sundays or, even just a couple days a week, it's hard to catch everything that's happening. So we wanted to take a little bit of time on Sunday to just give you a bird's eye view of everything that's going on. And this is most everything, not absolutely everything, but some of the things that are going on.
Yep.
So the first thing we're really excited about is the Johnstown campus. And one of the things that's really exciting to me is that this whole process was really initiated by the Holy Spirit. And before any of the stuff that we know that's going on in Johnstown, like this, we actually literally began this process of working with the church before Intel made the announcement, all that other kind of stuff, and God was just leading us there. If you haven't heard, there's just, I'm sure you know, there's a ton of stuff going on in that area. Yeah. And I went to a meeting about a month ago with a consultant who was talking about all the changes that are going to be happening and the plans regarding the stuff happening there in Johnstown. And it's literally just unbelievable. I mean, the number of people. Just a quick thought, they're obviously they're building the chip plant in the Johnstown area. Intel has invested $20 billion already in that facility. And to put that in perspective, Honda's been in Marysville for 40 years and has only put $15 billion in. So what Honda's done over 40 years, Intel did in just a short
snap of a finger, basically.
Yeah, they're expecting there to be 3,000 permanent employees on the property once the first fabrication facility opens. And one thing that I didn't know was that there's going to be 4 fabrication facilities, and so that's just phase 1. 3,000 is phase 1. They also have a job multiplier that says Intel says that when they create a job in a community, there are other jobs that spin off of that, like the entertainment industry or the housekeeping industry or finance, just all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they're the most companies have a multiplier number that's single digit, and for Intel, it's 13. So for every one full-time employee working at Intel, there'll be 13 more in the area with support facilities and that kind of stuff. So all that to say,
it's about to get crazy.
It is getting crazy. If you drive through Johnstown, you can even tell it now, but it's going to be, in the years to come, a lot of people living there.
The good news is the infrastructure in Johnstown is perfect for it.
It's going to be. It's not yet. They're working on it.
Well, I saw that what we had talked about was that people are thinking that they might be putting a new outer belt in. Well, I saw it was in the dispatch this last week.
Yeah.
It's pretty much confirmed.
So there'll be a second outer belt around 270, and as you can imagine, like with rivers back in the day or railroads or whatever, wherever there's those roads and ways for people to travel, businesses always pop
communities.
up. One of the things that was really interesting is that this lady, the consultant that was leading this meeting I was at, there's a Intel fab facility in Phoenix, and when they built this maybe 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, they built it in the middle of a field, and she showed an aerial view of the property that Intel purchased in Phoenix, and it was literally nothing around. It was just in the middle of a field. Like, you had to drive 20 minutes to get to this fab facility from any kind of civilization. And if you took that same she took that same aerial picture today, and you can't even see a blade of grass. Like, it has just blown up. And that's what's going to happen in the Johnstown area. And so we're super excited that we have the opportunity to partner with a group of believers there who want to connect with us and give us an opportunity to invest in them and partner with them to do ministry there. And I'm telling you, we're going to keep our focus on missions for sure, but the world is coming here, and we have that incredible opportunity. So we're really excited about that. Anyway, all that to say a couple other things. The congregation there in Johnstown has voted unanimously to disassociate from the denomination that they were a part of and to affiliate with us. And so literally next weekend, we have a membership class for them. Yep. And so also for anyone who's a part of the Gahanna campus as well, to become that. But there's a lot of people signed up for that. We have already hired a campus pastor. You met Nick Shaner on one of the previous episodes already. He's wrapping up things where he's serving and about to start there as well. And we're super excited about what God's going to do there. There's a lot of work to do, but man, it's going to be fun. And the people that are left at that church, if you read through the Old Testament over and over again, you see that whenever something happened in an area or a country or community, that God always left a remnant. And it was from that remnant of people that God would rebuild the kingdom and his kingdom there. And I believe that God has left these people. They're incredible. They love God. They're hard workers. They're committed. They sacrifice. They have stayed through very difficult times. And they're excited about the future and about joining our church. And God is going to use them to do amazing things. And we get the privilege of joining with them to see what God's going to do as he literally brings the world to this corner of Ohio. And so I'm excited about it. And I want to let you know that and ask you to begin praying for them, but also not just to pray for them, but to recognize that they are us. And so we often refer to them and us or whatever. And that's the language that we need to eliminate because the correct terminology now is we. It's we. We have a church in Johnstown. We have a church in Gahanna. We have a ministry there. We have a ministry here. And we're literally going to be one church in two locations. And God's going to do some amazing stuff. And if you live that direction or you feel like, man, I want to be a part of something new, pioneering or whatever, we would encourage you and challenge you to pray about joining them. I mean, you're going to hear the same sermons on Sundays, some of the same music, same people, same church, same vision, same everything, just a different location. The difference is in that location's about to blow up with a whole lot of people. And so if you'd be interested in helping serve there or being a part of that, I know Pastor Nick would love that as well. So we want to let you know that we're super excited about that. This all begins, really, the handover begins on August 6th. So just, it's very soon. And we're going to celebrate on August 6th by having an all-church picnic. We usually have one in September. We just moved it up this year to August. It's going to be at a park in Johnstown. It's about a 25-minute drive. It's right. It's very easy to get to. And I hope that every single person from our church will attend that picnic. And we're just going to celebrate what God is doing. It's going to be the first Sunday of Pastor Nick being the pastor. Yep. We're going to receive new members. We're going to install Nick. We're going to have games. You're going to get to know them. They're going to get to know us. We're giving away cool stuff for some of the games that we're going to be doing. Not just kid games, but real adult games. And it's going to be a ton of fun. So I hope you can put that on your calendar. Yeah. That is the 6th of August on Sunday. The picnic, I think, is at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, something like that. 4 o'clock. I think it's at 4 o'clock. We're going to go with 4 o'clock.
Our fact checker in the room has
confirmed 4
told
o'clock.
us.
Yeah, 4 o'clock. So it'll be great. And you can't beat food, right? And one of the things that we did, this is really important to note. We have always kind of divided up the number, the people by your last name and what you should bring. And in the past, we've always had a vegetable part, where if your last name begins with L through whatever, bring vegetables. We have eliminated vegetables from the church picnic. All right, so we have main dish, side dish, and dessert. No vegetables. You don't have to bring them. You could if you want, but they're just going to sit there. Let's just be honest.
It's biblical because you have the fruits of the Spirit and then you have the vegetables of Satan. Right. Two sides of the coin.
That is in Scripture, maybe somewhere in Joey's Bible.
It's right after the fruits of the Spirit. Just read the fruit of the Spirit, and then it talks about the bad stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So there's that.
It's that time of year again. We're getting ready for the church-wide picnic. It will start at 4 p.m. on Sunday, August 6th. Come prepared for some group games with maybe some water balloons or an egg toss. Try your hand at cornhole and a little mingle bingo. Oh yeah, there will be prizes. We're giving away a $75 gift card to the new eatery in Johnstown, Ghost Rider Public House. Also, a $50 gift card to Witt's and $25 to Troyer's. This church-wide picnic is getting a little wider this year because we're all packing up and heading to Lenley Hannah's Memorial Park in Johnstown. We're planning to sing a couple worship songs, officially install Nick Shaner as the Johnstown campus pastor, and welcome several new members into the Shepherd family. I almost forgot. There'll be food at this picnic too. The church will supply burgers, hot dogs, and bottled water, but we need your help for the rest. If your last name starts with A through M, we're asking that you bring a salad or side dish. N through Z, you have the important task of bringing desserts. Mark your calendars now. Church-wide picnic, August 6th at 4 p.m. at Lenley Hannah's Memorial Park in Johnstown. Don't miss it.
So that's just one of the things. Let me tell you a couple other things we're really super excited about. If you've been in the church at all, you know that we've been doing lots of updates and stuff like that. We've updated the flooring throughout the church, in the lobby, the hallways, the classrooms, the fireside room. We're kind of redoing the lobby. We've already done some of the stuff, but we have a really major project coming up, and that's going to be on Tuesday, the 20. What is the date on the 25th? Is it the 25th?
I believe, is that the day that this is airing? So that's tonight, guys.
Tonight, the 25th. It's the 25th. It's going to be, and it's 6 o'clock. And what we're going to do is take out all of the ceiling tile in the lobby and the lights. We have new, probably won't take all the lights out, otherwise we'll be in the dark. But we have new lights, really kind of energy-saving lights, and new ceiling tile to put in there. So we're going to give that update. So if you'd like to help us out, come on out. Also, you may have noticed that if you have a kid, you know this. We've moved our kids ministry to a different place in the church because we're renovating the central complex where our kids typically meet on Sunday mornings, putting in a new floor in there. The floor is going to be very similar to the one in the Family Life Center. It'll look like wood, and it's kind of it'll be a cool floor. That's going to help us out with all kinds of stuff with children's ministry, student ministry, adult ministry, basketball, the school, the daycare. Our school is going to have a basketball team this year, so that's going to help us out as well. Yep. And one thing that's very important for all of you to know is that we're adding pickleball in there. And so we will be able to have the gym open during the week some for pickleball. So if you're a pickleball fan, you can play here. We're going to have the courts marked out for it.
Fastest growing sport in America.
If you're not, come on, get with it because it's awesome. I haven't played it yet, but I'm excited to play it. I'm going to play it when we get our court in. So I know that I've heard it's
all
very
I know
great.
is you can't hit it when you're in the kitchen, and I'm not sure what that means, but it's a thing.
Yeah, it's the part right next to the net. You can't hit it there. So. But when you're in the kitchen, you usually have something in your hands food-wise, so you can't hit
like
it
a pickle.
Anyway. Yeah. Or a ball. All right, so the other thing you may have noticed is we have a soccer field out in the field, and we're working on that because our school will have a soccer team. But the other great thing about this is that it opens up lots of other ministry opportunities for us as well. We could have like upward soccer or upward flag football or our own kind of stuff, or we can just go out there and it'll be really nice. It's been kind of pretty leveled. It's not like it's not like a World Cup soccer field yet, but the grass is growing and it's looking great. So there's all that going on. We're still working on the fireside room, some stuff to do. We've remodeled the kids' bathrooms down in the kids' ministry area.
They are open again.
And they are open, yes. And we have remodeled some new classrooms for the school. So here's the other thing that I'm super excited about. So those are just kind of physical things. But you know that there is a war going on for a generation, that the enemy is coming after your kids, and he knows that if he can win a generation, he gets all the generations after that. Well, we are stepping up our efforts to win a generation, and we're getting serious about it. We're not going to let the devil do this on his own. We're going to fight back. We're going to fight back now. We're putting our foot on the gas, and so we're going after it. And we've kind of after Ashley left, we hired another children's pastor. That didn't work out very well, but right now what we have is Pastor Joey. Joey is a world-class youth pastor. You may not know that, but he was doing children's ministry and youth ministry before coming here, and he's going to be doing the children's ministry right now, and I'm super excited about that. He's going to get it where it needs to be, and there's lots of things that we want to do, and we have a great vision for that, and we're putting our foot on it, the gas there. And here's the thing: our desire is that hour a week that kids come to kids church would be the best hour of a kids week. Like, we want kids church to be so incredible that kids wake their parents up, drag them to church, and that they put up with my preaching and the music and everything else because they want their kids to be here. And that's the kind of children's ministry that we're going after, and we know that we needed to make an investment in that area, so we're totally redoing that area. We're putting in a gigantic digital LED screen in there, new lights, a new sound system, a new floor. Joey's bringing some curriculum updates and working with volunteers, and if you're interested in helping us out, we are going to need more volunteers to help with the number of kids that are going to be coming. We would love for you to join us and be a part of that. I'm excited about what God's doing there and the vision that he's given to us, and just be praying for us, because I believe God's going to do something incredible in our kids ministry, and I'm super excited about that. Same with our student ministry as well. Brianna is coming on full-time in August as well. She's was a teacher prior to this, and so she wasn't able to come full-time. She's now coming on full-time. So we're really putting our foot on the gas when it comes to kids and teenagers, and we want to do a great job there. So we're excited about that as well. So that's coming together super nice, and we're excited about that as well. Another area that we're really excited is the Christian school. Mike Fluhart is doing a great job leading the school. When I came here as a pastor in 2014, we had 67 kids in the school, and we were literally having conversations about, is this sustainable to keep open with the number of kids and the financing and everything else. We literally, as Sam left, Sam made the commitment. He said, we need to keep this open one more year, dig around it, and see what God's going to do. And this coming year, we have over 250 kids enrolled for the fall. We've added 6th grade, or adding 7th grade this year. We'll add 8th grade next year. God's doing some really cool stuff, and we're pretty much out of room. Like, we need a new building to add this to keep the school going. Yep. We've already renovated some space over here to keep it going. So, and there's a really great movement in our government right now to fund Christian education or private education. And some people may not be excited about that, but it's a good thing for Christian schools because it allows families to take the finances that they would be paying to the public school and take it to a Christian school. Again, I know that creates challenges for the public school some, but it is what it is, and it's an opportunity for us. And so we're excited about that because it gives us the opportunity to give, to provide Christian education to more people that maybe wouldn't have been able to afford it in the past before. So all those things are going on and really super exciting. We're excited about that. This Sunday, we also talked about an opportunity for you to support all the projects that are going on with an envelope fundraiser. We basically have 250 envelopes hanging on the wall in the lobby, and each one of them has a number from 1 to 250. And we're challenging every person to take an envelope and then put the amount of money in the envelope that's on the number, matches the number on the envelope. And if every envelope is taken, the number between 1 and 250, it'll give us in the neighborhood of somewhere about $31,000. So another exciting thing that you might not know about is that we already received a $9,000 gift toward the renovation of the next gen stuff. And so this will give us $40,000 toward all of that if we're able to reach that goal. And so, whether you take 250 or whether you take the $1 envelope, everyone can participate at whatever level you feel. Also, I would just say that if you wanted to give more than $250, you can take more than one envelope and make the number that you want. or it just wouldn't be a sin if you put more money in the envelope than the number on the outside. So if you feel moved by the Holy Spirit or the Lord to invest in that, please feel free to do that. But that's just a fundraiser that we're trying to do in addition to what's happening here. And so we're super excited about that as well. Lots of other things going on. As you know, we've been working with Hocking Hills. Actually, by the time this gets aired, we will have started construction on the cabins. So we're excited about that. And one thing that we did talk about Sunday that you maybe if you weren't here, you didn't hear, that Shepherd has a cabin at Hocking Hills Retreat Center, and it is available for people in our church to use. It's a very, very cheap price to be able to rent it out. It's got a bedroom with a double bed in it. It's in the living room. There's a one of those sofa things that you pull out and you sleep on. What do you call those?
A futon.
Futon kind of. But it's a cool one because there's bears and deers and everything else on it.
Deers.
It looks cool. Deer on there and moose. What's the plural of moose?
Meese. Yeah.
It isn't. It's not.
Moosin.
There's lots of woodland animals on it. It's pretty cool.
Snow
and then
White.
there's also
Snow
a
White's out
lobby.
there.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
also not a lobby, a loft. So there about 6 people can sleep in there. So if you have a family of 6 or more, it would be great. But there's tons of stuff to do down there. There's actually hiking trails on the campground that you could hike for 3 miles and never leave the property. And there's no signs, so be careful if you do that. You could get lost out there. But it's a lot of fun. And so that's coming along as well. Our staff has a retreat coming up in August, and I would just love for you to be praying about us as we think strategically about the future of our church and as we pray about what God's doing and what he wants us to do. Would you pray for us there as well? And then one other thing I'll mention that I'm excited about is that we're going to begin a leadership meeting for everyone in the church who's serving in any ministry.
Yep.
And we'll be having these, it'll be 3 times a year. The first one is August 27th. So if you're serving anywhere in the church, I would love for you to be a part of this meeting. We're going to cast vision, celebrate what God's doing, encourage people, train and pray, and just really make sure that we're all kind of on the same page. So that's coming up.
And it's going to be fun, so you don't want to miss it.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be great.
I promise it won't be boring.
Right.
You're going to want to be there. We're going to have fun.
Right. So I won't be in charge, so it'll be fun. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening around here. And just wanted to take a minute to let you know what's happening. You know, it's summer. People are in and out. But there's a lot of things happening. And it's your church, man. We want you to know what's going on. So we're excited about what God's doing.
And the great thing is if you're listening to this on a podcast, there's this great little function that you could actually slow down what we just talked about so you can actually hear what we were talking about.
Yeah, that is true. You could do that. You could also speed it up if you don't have the time to listen to it.
I don't know.
Make it faster.
I don't know if it's possible to speed that up.
Oh yeah, 1.5, 2, 2.5.
We sound like the Chipmunks.
That's true.
Anything else on there?
No, that's everything I wanted to talk about today.
When we talk about the next generation, I just want to throw this in there because I'm passionate about it. The reason why we're doing this is because I heard a quote, and it was said that in the race to the heart of the next generation, whoever gets there first wins. And that's what we are up against, is a race for the heart of the next generation.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's important. What we're doing is important. We're putting our foot on the gas for when it comes to loving and transforming the next generation and making Christ-like followers of the next generation.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what we're looking for.
Yeah. You know, when I was a youth pastor, Joey, there was a statistic by Barna that he did a lot of research, and he said that 85% of all Christians today became a Christian before the age of 18.
No.
And that's probably fairly true still today. But the new statistic was, and this was when I was in youth ministry, so it's not really new, that if you don't win a kid to the Lord by the age of 13, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it's possible that number is even lower now because of just the influences in our culture. And so we're not going to let the enemy win, and we're committed to this. We're going after it, and this is a passion for us. The Lord's telling us to do this, and we'll be disobedient if we're not. So we're going after it, and we want you to join us and be a part of it. And we're going to help fight for families and kids and win this generation back.
Well, that's going to do it for our episode today. If you have any questions, you can always get a hold of us at podcast@shepnaz.org. Any comments? If you got something out of this and you think that other people might need to hear it because of all the updates, go ahead and send it to them and let them know they can hear it every day. We've got the podcast going. You can find out more about what's happening at Shepherd through our website, our social media pages, and of course on the app. For Pastor Rob, I'm Joey. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
This podcast is a production of the Shepherd Church of the Nazarene, Gahanna, Ohio. Email to podcast@shepnaz.org and let us know what you think.